weeks overdue.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Wade and Carter Show. I'm Ash. He's Carter.
Good morning, people.
I'm the Wade. He's the Carter. There we go. So
you are the Wade. The Wade.
The Wade. You're the Carter.
Yeah.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the South Texas TV studio, powered by the VCS companies. We're glad to be here on this Caldo Wednesday. Get into Veracruz this morning, or I should say, well, yeah, probably this morning-ish.
11:30.
Yep. So technically still morning, but you're going to want to get there earlier. You're not getting the Caldo.
Man, it's so good, and the weather's just so favorable for
it. Is. What
the Caldo de Res. It is so good.
Really is. It's got that big chunk of beef.
Looking outside, this time of year, are we back on normal time?
Yeah, standard time.
Standard time is
Central Standard Time.
Is okay. I like watching the sun come up over Victoria County. You can see from here where we're standing, I can see the power plant. I can see the old Central Power and Light power plant.
There's a haze over Bloomington this morning.
Yeah, well, that's just crystal meth. That's just normal morning bong hit.
I think she's appearing at Maximus this week.
Right? And then crystal meth on the main stage. Put your hands together, gentlemen, for crystal meth. But you can see the church steeples downtown. Very nice.
What's Wade and Carter weather going to do? Brought to you by the fine folks at AT Deerland Hay Feed and Ranch. Stop on by for everything you need for your ranch, your home, your garden.
53 degrees in Victoria, Texas, heading to a high today of 73. It's another San Diego dead of winter morning. Enjoy it. Enjoy the weather.
Scott Tomko points out the obvious. The sun comes up when on daylight savings time, too.
Yeah, but it doesn't. But it's dark in here when we get here. Shut up, Scott. He's still in his room. He sleeps in a room like Elvis. He's got the foil on the windows, puts the towel under the door, tells Lottie to just leave me alone.
Leave me alone. It's dark.
Yeah.
Stuart Martin, good morning. Marvin Mickish, Kendra Douglas, Justin Glass, Scott Tomko, Jordan Glass, Stephen Kidder.
Bill Posey, good morning, sir. You got to admit, it is different when you come in and it's light.
I actually like it.
I do, too. There's times we come in here in the mornings, folks. It's dark. I mean, it's Africa dark.
Diane Tippett. You mean Antarctica dark. Arctic dark.
It's all good.
Scott Tomko, Jared McCurgan, Kerry Bump. Morning.
Looking good, looking healthy. Good to see him up and about.
Tammy Keeling, good morning. Will Vincent. So let's get the hockey half minute out of the way.
Steve Kidder says that should go longer.
I know it should, but it won't. Dallas Stars win in overtime last night.
And that's the hockey half minute.
Beat the Arizona Coyotes 4-3. Calgary Flames 2-1 winners over the Montreal Canadiens.
I am a sports aficionado, would have had no chance. The Arizona what, Carter? The Arizona what?
What are they?
Coyotes would have never come out of my mouth.
Makes sense, though.
Well, yeah, desert. A desert animal that eats vermin and roadkill. Sure, it just makes perfect sense.
And they've got, their uniforms.
Florida Nutria.
Their uniform.
The New York Devil Rats. I mean, what is that?
That would be a good one. New York Sewer Rats. New Jersey Sewer Rats.
New Jersey's the Chris Christie Sewer Rats.
Fat Rats.
Wow, that's even better. Live from the Chris Christie Arena, it's the Fat Rats.
Washington, D.C., high off the hog.
Be careful. Tammy Keeling's here. She'll get on to you about body shaming.
We had no money when we got here, but boy, we're millionaires now. That doesn't fit on a jersey, though.
No, exactly.
So, yeah, there's your hockey half minute. Stars playing well this year. They're 11-3-1. They're in pretty good shape. I think they're leading.
They've already clinched a playoff berth.
Close.
They're like a third of the way through the season.
Hard to believe we're 15 games in an 82-game season. That's it.
82
We're moving along. Yep, 82.
When do pitchers and catchers report?
September.
Who do you want in? Who do you folks want in?
Stars got a 5-point lead over the Colorado Avalanche in the Central Division.
You want point lead? Is it based on goals scored?
No, 2 for a win, 1 for a loss, 1 for an overtime loss, or a shootout loss.
Okay.
You don't get a point if you lose. See, they got rid of the ties in hockey a few years ago, and they went to overtime. It used to be 4-4. Now it's 3-on-3, and now they're looking to tweak the 3-on-3 because the problem with it is, and I've said this for a while, once you gain the offensive zone, the blue line, if they don't like the way the play's setting up, somebody will skate the puck out of the zone, and they'll go all the way back, and then they'll regroup.
Right.
And the general managers, some players, coaches, and fans are complaining that it's just taking the excitement of the overtime away, and they're playing for the shootout, and I think there's more shootouts than they were hoping. Overtime was supposed to settle it and not get to the shootout.
I'm with you.
The shootout is terrible.
So you run out of overtime. So it's kind of like
5 minutes.
Once we run out of overtime on the clock, then we just line up at the 40 and kick field goals till somebody wins.
More or less.
Okay, I'm with you.
But what I think they should do is once you're in the zone, offensively, you should not be allowed to take the puck out of the zone, whether you pass it out or skate it out. I think once you're in, you're in. Try to generate a scoring opportunity, and if you don't, you don't. There's some that would say, well, make the center line the blue line so you expand that zone a little bit, but I don't know. They're working on it.
I like Scott Tomko, and a throwback to the old days. Scott says, why don't they just let the goalies fight to the finish? That's what you should. Just drop gloves, meet at center ice, and just go at it, rock 'em, sock 'em, rope 'em.
Yep.
And you're just holding the guy up, boom, boom, boom.
That could be one way to settle it. That would bring enforcers back into the game after the, if nobody's settled it after overtime, have your two heavyweights stand at center ice. And
if you go to a professional hockey game today, if you go to 5 hockey games in a row at home at Coyote Ice,
Mullet Arena.
Oh, my goodness. How many fights are you going to see in professional hockey now?
In the NHL, in 5 games in a row, you might see one.
Are they doozies when they happen?
They're not like they used to be.
I mean, when I was a kid, you had pictures all the time. All the time in Sports Illustrated. I remember the Bruins. And people were like spitting chiclets. I mean, just blood running down their face, under their cheek, just
it's
laid.
It's a good podcast, by the way. There was a Spitting Chiclets podcast if you haven't tuned in.
Oh, just
no.
Brutal.
But if you go to the Texas Stars game in Cedar Park, the American Hockey League, which is the minor leagues, you'll see more fights there. And some good ones. I share some of those ones on my
Is that
Facebook
good hockey?
page. It's it's AAA baseball basically. Okay. It's right below the NHL.
Do
All your top
guys
prospects
come down
are there.
To rehab? How do you rehab in hockey? I mean,
not too often. I think even if you're injured, you have to clear waivers. So you can't really go down to rehab unless you have the ability to clear waivers, because similar to baseball, up to a certain point, you're waiver exempt, so you don't have to clear waivers to go down. But it doesn't happen. Scott Tomko says he saw one; it was epic.
What do you folks make of this
latest? Patricia Nagel, good morning.
This latest media blitz is rampant right now.
First day bank hockey half minute.
No, yeah, absolutely. The other night on the NFL broadcast, the other afternoon, 3:25 game, the Cowboy game. Greg Olsen, former 3-time Pro Bowler, NFL player, good player.
Good tight end.
Is just saying, I think if they keep playing like this, Dak Prescott has to be in the mix for MVP. And just yesterday, on one of the ESPN channels, the Ocho, they were talking about that Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in the NFL. Are you buying that or selling that?
He's playing like it now.
That's not what I asked you. If it gets down to nut cutting time, is his knife sharp? That's what I'm asking you.
Not as sharp as Patrick Mahomes.
There's where I'm at.
Not as sharp as Jalen Hurts.
Is he any better than Jared Goff? Is he any better than the kid in Buffalo, who apparently is on a 5-5 team?
I would say so.
Okay.
Josh Allen?
I want Dak Prescott to be all that. And he was absolutely. I know that if you sat down with him, I would love to hear the conversation of Dak Prescott talking to Michael Jordan about being in the zone, because Dak was just in the zone the other day. He was absolutely in tune with every receiver. At one point, y'all,
Zach is in the zone right now.
He drops back and he gets pressured and he rolls out and just throws the ball down the right sideline to a returning CeeDee Lamb. They pick up about 30 yards on an absolute busted play. And at first, when he first threw it, I was like, oh, man, Dak,
Picked.
you're having such a great day. You threw that up for grabs. Then they go back and show you the replay. The safety had bit over here. The corner was behind CD. The other guy was way up close. It was the perfect throwaway. It was perfect. And I'm like, wow, not only did he throw the ball away, but he threw it away in such a place that only his receiver could catch it. And we picked up 30 yards. I think he's on fire. Hello, Rita Shear.
The problem is, don't forget last year, Dak Prescott had a pretty good stretch where this same sort of discussion was happening, right? And then wheels fell off. I hope he's peaking at the right time. No doubt about it, the Cowboys are playing well. And I'm not rose-colored glasses because we kicked the crap out of the Giants.
12-5. They're still on track to be 12-5.
But we're only 6-3 right now.
That's right. There's Sheriff Louderback. Good morning, sir. Hope you're doing well.
I know Wade White, good morning. Rena Scherer's checking in. Brandy Kowalek's watching. Scott Tomko says football comes in and steals the hockey thunder.
Yeah, absolutely. Scott, are you a big hockey fan? Just wondered.
It's turned into one, yeah.
Sheriff Louderback, I think, is still in the Valley. I can't be positive.
Linda Chris, good morning. Sheree Brissett.
That's Sheree, not Chris.
No, I know.
Where's
Mark? Linda Christ, I said.
Where's Mark and Melissa?
New York, I believe. Jennifer Marr checking in. Mike Boloski, good morning. So welcome, everybody.
Why doesn't Michael show up on that feed?
I don't know. That's why I bring this one up, because some of the people that tune in are checking here. So
Mike Boloski's out.
There,
is he making donuts this morning? What's
maybe
he doing? It's awful early.
HR, good morning. HR Mallory. Dottie Bitterly checking in.
We miss HR Mallory. He's down in Corpus making things happen down there for the DPS.
Yeah. So Michael Cloud did not vote for the spending bill that will keep the government from shutting down.
Good for him.
Good for him. Shut it down.
Who cares if it shuts down? Doesn't affect you. Wouldn't affect you.
336-95, a bunch of Democrats jumped on board. Of course they did, because it's spending money. Don't make anything more of it than the fact that the Democrats only supported this bill because it spends money.
Correct.
They're not supporting it because
keeps the government open.
They've decided that all of a sudden they're moderates and support Republicans. It's all about spending money when it comes to the Democrats. Freedom Caucus did not support this one. Now, is this the end of Mike Johnson as our speaker?
Let me give you one right here. I'm going to read something to you, and who is this from?
This is from
Tammy. This is from 1440
Daily Digest.
Go down a little bit. Separately, in other Capitol news, Representative Matt Gaetz, a Republican from Florida, filed a formal ethics complaint against former Speaker Kevin McCarthy after Representative Tim Burchett, a Republican from Tennessee, accused McCarthy of elbowing him in the back.
So Matt Gaetz just became a Democrat.
Matt Gaetz is such a little weasel.
Matt Gaetz became offended on behalf of Tim Burchett, so he had to file the complaint because Tim wasn't able to file his own complaint.
But can you imagine? He elbowed me in the back. I mean, these people have too much time.
Absolutely.
He elbowed. Hey, you know what? Guess what, Mr. Burchett? Turn around and you're from Tennessee. Turn around and jack him in the face and make some real news of your own.
Yeah, go hockey. Pull his sweater over his head.
I don't understand this deal. Matt Gaetz is just the on one hand he's kind of a bully, and on the other hand he's just kind of a weakling. I can't. Well, those things go in common, right? Bullies are usually kind of cowards. I don't understand that he's filing an ethics complaint
on behalf of.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
He elbowed him in the back. Unbelievable.
Chuck Rogers III checking in. Glenn Merritt, good morning. Katina Arterberry's watching.
Did you see this one the other
Don
day?
And David Maxey, Brent Goen.
A senator, I can't think of his name. I watched this on the news.
Which news?
I want to source it properly. This senator from somewhere, undisclosed sources tell me, but he was reading in a hearing a comment made by a Teamsters boss where the guy said, Wally Chow, what a joke that guy is. He needs to quit his tough guy act in the Senate hearings. He knows where to find me anytime, anywhere. Well, this senator read it. He read it, and he said, this is a place, this is a time. Why don't you step out here right now and finish it right now? And the Teamsters boss goes, love to. And he goes, stand up. And the Teamsters guy goes, stand your butt up. Well, he did. And here's when you know that things are awry in Washington, is when the voice of reason says, sit down, you're a United States Senator. Come on. And Bernie Sanders, I'm chairing this committee. Sit down. If Bernie Sanders is the voice of reason and logic and he's correct, you know that it's just a circus of chaotic idiocy in D.C. And this is not, with all due respect to Michael Cloud, this is the United States Senate. And he was going to step out from behind his curved desk and strap it on with this. Like, the Teamsters guy was big too.
Well, you know what's going to happen? That senator will turn up dead.
Oh, and here's what's funny: the Teamsters guy had said, he acts like he's self-made. The guy goes, when I was running my plumbing business and my wife was doing my books in the kitchen, on the kitchen table, I felt like I was working. I don't feel like it was handed to me. I do feel self-made. And he was ready to fight in the Senate chambers. And Bernie came in and said, please come to Vermont. We've got tourism and
maple syrup.
Maple syrup. Come on up. Unbelievable, these people.
I've got a nice house my wife stole from a community college she bankrupted. You can stay there. It's on the lake. It's beautiful.
Yeah, my wife's got multiple homes that she stole from a university.
Yeah, exactly. Lisa Poole says, heard it was a kidney shot. Steve Kidder says kidney punches will momentarily incapacitate you.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's why it hurts so much.
Can you imagine
drinks so much
cat fight?
Tennessee whiskey.
All those rich, soft lawyers fighting each other up there.
Did they not learn it? Did the senator not learn anything over the years? If the Teamsters could make Jimmy Hoffa disappear and not be found?
No, we don't know that they did that. We don't. I do believe there's a real
somebody
chance
associated with the Teamsters made him disappear and not be found, buried in the end zone of Giants Stadium.
I do believe that there's a real good chance that he's buried in the end zone of the Meadowlands. I really do.
But anyway.
Do you? I was told
somewhere. I think they do the ground penetrating radar and couldn't find him. I don't know. He's entombed. He's gonna look like Han Solo when he's in the Frozen.
Yes. It's a Wednesday, folks.
Caldo Wednesday, by the way.
By the way, if you need a towing job, if you have a towing opportunity, reach out to Allen's Wrecker Service. 578-6300. Allen will get you safely away from the scene of an accident. I'm seeing more and more accidents. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm telling you right now what it is. It's the overuse of Christmas music. It puts people into a frenzy, and they're always in a hurry because they've got to run around for the holidays. And I applaud the people I've seen at H-E-B that are loading up on all their Thanksgiving supplies.
I've been told the cream cheese and the sour cream
are gone.
Gone.
They're all harried. Everybody's nervous, and they're just running around crazy.
You know what I think it is this year, though? We digress. But it seems like Thanksgiving is a little bit earlier this year. I don't know why. But I thought
it's only October?
Well, no, but I thought I had one more week, and no, it's a week tomorrow.
That's right.
I thought I had 2 weeks tomorrow.
578-6300. Reach out to Allen's Wrecker Service, the VCS company's power, the Wade and Carter Show, with help from folks like the only locally owned and authorized AT&T retailer. They're right there on Kerr Boulevard, just inside the Loop.
They can help you communicate in your life better.
Absolutely. Get by Chestic Furniture. Pick up a new bed. Bedding, Tempur-Pedic bedding, Stearns & Foster, high-end bedding. I didn't know that Tempur-Pedic owns Stearns & Foster owns Sealy. So if you get over there, you can find, like now you can get a Sealy
all owned by BlackRock.
Right, absolutely.
And Warren Buffett.
And Joe Biden. Get by Chestnut Furniture today. Veracruz, we've already spoken about.
Caldo
Be
Wednesday.
aware.
I'll be there today.
Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends.
Tomorrow.
Be there. Be there. Be there.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of, very excited to tell you folks.
Oh.
Every year for years and years and years, the great folks at Magic 95.9 have given away turkey dinners
For Thanksgiving.
And last year, the folks at Glazers over off of Lone Tree were just integral in helping Magic reach their goal to help all these folks. This year,
hats off to Glazers. Folks.
They've done a great job.
But it's not the most convenient location.
It's not. It's great for a beer distributorship. It's not a great place to have people come through.
No.
This year, with some help from Jody Miller and our own Jesus Garza,
City manager
extraordinaire, we are moving this event to the Victoria Community Center. You will be able to drive through. Weather won't be a factor. Drive right through the portico. Folks, maybe even Ash and me will help load up your vehicle with the things you need for Thanksgiving. And that's going to happen next Tuesday, the 21st, beginning at 6 p.m.
6 days from now.
Yeah. So you'll have more details as we go. I think
Ralph will have more details after this show.
I think we're going to try to bring you in. I don't know the name. You may know the name of that little side street off of Ben Jordan that goes in kind of by the baseball complex would be on your left.
I don't think there is a street.
Well, you go around the backside. Yeah. You go around the backside of the community center and you come out on the downtown side and then you take a right and go into the portico. I think that way we can line people up and most of the line will be on the property.
We'll figure it out.
We will figure it out. That's what we do. But very excited for Magic.
I think you could go in by the adult softball fields, go under the portico, and then when you get your stuff, just take a left and go straight out.
You could be out there with those orange.
Yep. Do the zipper method. Do the zipper method.
It works at Chick-fil-A.
The zipper method works everywhere.
How does the zipper method work at Chick-fil-A where they get your order right? Because sometimes I'm like, no, you go ahead. And sometimes they're like, no, you go ahead. How does the guy inside know that I went ahead?
They just know. You can't. If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Well, that's what I wonder.
It's one of those things. It's like KGB secrets.
You got to figure they're doing okay. There's like 57 people that work there.
No, they're doing all right.
Everybody there's got a red shirt. Like you walk in, they give you a red shirt.
Unlike Discount Tire.
I go over there like 11:30 in the morning, just stay till 3, and all I drink is sugar-free lemonade.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
half and half, Arnold Palmer's.
Yeah, take my own flask.
Yeah. Adam Sugar checking in. Heather Kraft Stewart. Good morning, Michelle Wilson Hawkins.
I wonder what that would be like. Tito's and Chick-fil-A.
Arnie Palmer. The only one way to find out. Go get one, take it home, try it out. That way you don't have to drive. Take a couple. That way you don't have to go get a refill.
Can I get 2 gallons of your lemonade, please?
So remember, when was this? Fire on Saturday and 2-mile stretch underneath the Interstate 10 in L.A. They've determined it was arson. You think any homeless people are going to get charged with this? Because I'm sure it was. No suspects have been identified, but who hangs out underneath interstates in L.A.?
Homeless people. You know, we make
and the
fun
kids
of,
from Greece drag racing their car. That's it.
You know how we make fun of North Korea, that you've got storefronts that aren't real and it's what you show the world as opposed to what really is. In San Francisco right now, the local officials, including law enforcement, are cleaning up the streets. They're getting the homeless and the little tent cities and stuff out of there. There is apparently a Chinese contingent coming for a visit in San Francisco. And San Francisco wants the city on its best behavior, wants the city to look like the sparkling city by the sea. And as a result, some folks in California are upset because they're the same folks that have wanted this cleaned up for us, not for China. And there are also another group of people out there that are saying, this is who we are. Some of these people like living there. You're disrupting. These are the same kind of people that say they're just seeking asylum. They're not really illegal. Don't read the law the way it's written. So what you've got now is a group of folks that are saying, we got to get these homeless people and all these needle pushers off our streets because we want it to look nice.
Well, the same people that have enabled them, Gavin Newsom and the administrations in California, no longer want this blight because their heroes are coming.
Right.
The Chinese Communist Party is coming.
Hero. That's who they look up to.
No. And there are no homeless in China because they just put them in slave labor camps, forced labor camps, or kill them.
Right.
You know, that's it.
The first 200,000 get homes. The rest, you're expendable.
Interesting stat. They're saying in the next 50 years, China's population will be in half of what it is now because they are not reproducing. Their one-child policy has been the unintended consequences of that. But, yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Hawkins says, hey, you can watch the video.
Yeah, oh, yeah, there's no doubt who they cleaned it up for.
They cleaned it up for the Chinese.
Yeah, they don't clean it up for Americans. They don't clean it up for fellow citizens.
They don't clean it up for the locals that pay the taxes there. And the taxes there are outrageous. Yeah. Little bitty house, $4 million.
Tear it down, build something else. There are a couple of houses on that lot.
Yep.
Double your money. Scott Tomkos has got to know that Xi is getting a kick out of California cleaning up for his arrival. Here's the thing. They could do what people do here. They could drive them around the homeless.
Yeah.
They don't have to. They didn't have to drive by the homeless. I mean, I know it's probably pretty tough in San Francisco and California, to be honest.
Donnie and I were out there a couple of years ago, and there were definitely places where there used to be beautifully manicured. There's trees and there were flower beds. Now there's tents in there and
it's destroyed.
De facto porta potties that they've set up.
But you know, we're at a point because where laws don't matter anymore because the leftists and the Dems have basically
all about how you feel.
They started this in the schools. When kids were no longer held accountable for their behavior in schools, it started where we are. And then it morphed into defund the police. It's morphed into where we are now with illegal immigration. Oh, they're not illegal. Can't say that word. The Associated Press won't allow you to write that word, illegal aliens.
No, you can't do that anymore.
They're all immigrants.
Although that's the wording in the law.
Yeah.
That's the wording in the law itself.
And it is illegal. And interestingly enough, where's the world's outrage? Finland announced they are going to close a number of border crossings points with Russia because they don't want undocumented people coming into Finland from Russia. But illegal aliens. Where's the world's outrage?
White people locking out white people. So nobody gets upset about that. That's the truth. It's white people locking out white people.
So that's acceptable.
That's acceptable. Good morning, Kendall, my lovely daughter checking in. She must not be able to sleep.
David Glass, Will Jost, good morning.
But when you take Hispanic people, Latin countries, or Indians or Chinese or whoever that are streaming across our southern border,
Haitians, Cubans,
if you lock
Africans,
that down, then you're
Russians.
racist. You're racist, and you're discriminating against them because of their skin color.
Even though we've got people from 187 different countries have been identified coming across our border, so they're not all.
It's like bird watching. There's guys down there that go, ooh, 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 there's a Haitian. And they check it off. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's the ruby-throated Haitian.
Look up here! Look up here!
Warbler. It's like bird watching.
It's like that scene from Three Amigos.
Right.
Look up here! Look up here! Oh, your favorite daughter checked in.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't know Katie was in.
That's it. No, Katie. It's 5:30 in the morning in Washington. She ain't checking in.
No. But seriously, where's the outrage from the world? The world was absolutely and is absolutely outraged at Donald Trump when he tried to enforce the border laws and the Remain in Mexico policy. Oh, that's a racist policy. Nobody's mad at Finland. There's been nothing. Where are all the folks? I mean, it's just, where are all the folks?
When you look at a guy like Vlad Putin, who it's easy to say, well, somebody just needs to take that guy out. You know, that you hear that from different mindsets. Do you think there's a chance that the United States says might be better to try to manage the crazy guy that we know than to learn more about the crazy guy that might take his place? Possibly. Realizing that a guy like Putin's got his hand on the button. He could. You've heard their war ministers and stuff say, well, nuclear war is imminent. World War III is imminent.
Yeah, you can't tell me there wasn't an opportunity when Putin was riding horseback shirtless.
Oh, you should have shot him in.
We have snipers I think Canadian snipers that hold a long-distance record, by the way.
Right.
What, 5 miles or something like that?
That's crazy.
Linda Chris says our media doesn't cover it, so most people don't know about Finland. Yeah, they're not covering the fact that over 50 of our servicemen and women have been injured in Iranian proxy terror attacks. Well, I won't even call them terror attacks. Acts of war on our servicemen or women.
We just send a drone and blow up an empty warehouse.
Yeah, or one
we don't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah, or here was the report at the end of last week. Well, we hit a warehouse, and there were a few other explosions in the wake of it, so we must have hit a munitions storage depot. Big deal. You didn't kill anybody because they're still launching attacks. And I've heard some of our servicemen and women have suffered traumatic brain injuries. Yet the Pentagon is saying, oh, they're all back to duty. Well, how does...
It's light duty.
Concussions at the very least, and they're already back to duty. Their concussion protocol sucks if that's the case.
Steve Kidder says Finland is not a big power player in the world market.
Doesn't matter, Steve.
Yes,
You're stopping illegals from crossing into a country to seek a better life.
They're just seeking asylum. They're just Russian. They're just trying to have a better life.
Trying to escape that tyrant Vlad Putin. Where's the outrage at Finland? Doesn't matter.
Kendall says, Dad, can we talk about Jimbo?
Check out Monday's show,
We've talked about Jimbo. Yeah. You're always welcome to call us, 361-894-4020. When you call,
Jimbo's old news.
Ash has no... When you call, then it's like this, Kendall. It's me and you, babe. It's just me and you. Let's talk about it.
Call him at 803.
But if you don't call him at 803. That's nice. That's how much Uncle Ash loves you, Kenny.
No, I do. It's not about Jimbo anymore. It's all about Dabo.
Well, it's all
something about
will
coaches.
Dabo come, Dabo,
they got to get these.
Jimbo,
they got to get these guys with O's, BOs at the end of their name.
Coach O,
Dumbo. Was that someone?
Go Tigers! Go Tigers! If the Texas Aggies, the fighting Texas Aggies, whoop, A-G-G. Okay, if the Aggies were smart, they would give up on this folly of landing Dan Lanning, who, number one, is, I think, at a better job in Oregon than Texas A&M. There's no getting around the fact that the SEC is right now the premier football league in the land, but he's at one of, for the last 15 years, top programs in the West. Yes, Kendall, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
Hi, Kendall, my favorite adopted daughter. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are y'all?
We're doing great.
We're good. So listen to this rant for a second, then you can tell me what you think. But Dan Lanning left Georgia, coached for Kirby Smart, left Georgia, went to Oregon, has the Ducks up near the top of certainly a top 10 team.
Currently number 6 in the college football playoff ranking, so they're knocking on the door.
And much like Clemson has an easier path through the ACC, Oregon's got an easier path through the 12. I mean, you've got to beat USC. You've got to beat UCLA.
They
But
did.
Stanford is a duck. And you've got to beat every now and then. You've got to beat Washington, who's really good right now.
And they did. No, they lost to
They
Washington.
lost to
36
Washington.
to 33.
But
Their only loss.
Dan Lanning, there's no logic. He's a guy that was in Georgia. He's now in Oregon. He doesn't know all the Texas high school coaches. He doesn't. I mean, he has no recruiting.
He will because he's
advantage.
going to the Big 12.
Right. Oh, how exciting. But the guy that the Aggies should go get is Lake Travis product and 4-year coach at UTSA with
Chris Sims.
is Coach Traylor. I don't remember his first name. He's the head coach at UTSA, and he's just legit. He's good, and it's the guy they need to go get. They could have him for a couple of milli. He probably makes 2.5 at UTSA. He just clown stomped Rice the other day. Like, that's not that big a deal, but it's not like he's playing Appalachian State. The guy's playing Rice. He's playing everybody. They play Texas next year. And to be honest, I'm worried about them. I mean, they're legit. And I can go back.
10% of Dan Lanning's roster is out of Texas.
Yeah.
Quick perusal.
I can go back. Well, every D1 team is that way. I can go back to when our own local Chance McLeod, great athlete, tight end, went to UTSA. I remember Scott McLeod, who's a knowledgeable guy, just saying, hey, man, this Traylor guy's got it going on. They're going to be good. Shift gears for a second. Kendall, what's going on in Houston? Give us a quick weather update in Houston.
Weather update. It's sunny, not a cloud in the sky, and 62 degrees. Traffic on I-10 headed west is flowing. East is looking a little congested. There was an accident at 610 and TC Jester.
And that's coming
Thank
in.
you.
That's coming in live from the Kindle copter.
Yep.
That
Thank
is the repurposed Kevin Sumlin swag copter, procured by the Sewell dealerships from the Aggies.
Yep.
And Kendall flies into work every day. I'm not saying she's a star, but they fly her to work.
Chuck Rogers says Gary Kubiak will be the next coach.
Oh, no way.
No.
Good morning. Dawn Nicole
What do-
says good morning, Kendall.
Kendall, what do you make of the Dabo Sweeney
Of the what?
Dabo Sweeney rumors at Texas A&M?
Not buying them.
No.
Not buying it. Nope.
It would cost him, you know what? I guarantee you his agent is probably like Scott Boras, and he's probably going, you know, you throw out another $100 million with a $76 million buyout, we're there.
Yeah, A&M, love it, by my home, but A&M's in more debt than the U.S. government. I mean, we're still paying off Kevin Sublin. Well, now we're going to be paying off Jimbo while trying to find another hero. I mean, we are just so buried in coaching history. I don't know if we can ever recover.
It's true. It does make you wonder. But the facilities are great. When was the last time you went to College Station?
2 years ago, not this season, but last season, I went to A&M and went to the A&M versus Miami game.
Isn't it crazy when you were there, you were like, once I graduate and I'm making money, I'm coming to every game and I'll tailgate every week. And now you're like, nah.
Yeah, I got better
ain't
things
going
to
back.
do.
No,
Yeah.
not when you work every Saturday. But I will say, if anyone's ever in College Station, it's worth the extra bank to stay on campus at the A&M Hotel. It's right across the street from, literally right across the street from the stadium. It is a very well put together hotel, great service, beautifully decorated rooms. Definitely worth the extra money for sure.
Are the
That's
rooms all maroon and khaki?
So they're all decorated. It's really unique. They're all decorated with old photos from A&M. So like one of the walls is completely printed of like a ring dance photo from like 1948.
That's cool.
And they have, it's really cool. So like the TV, when you turn it on, it plays A&M music. It's really unique. It's really cool.
Just to reiterate the Stockholm syndrome that they have when you're stuck there.
But, you know, I will admit, and proudly, I'm proud that my 3 older kids, Dawn and my older kids,
snubbed you,
all went to Texas A&M and all graduated and are all gainfully employed. And, I mean, Kyle can supersize those fries in the drive-thru better than anybody ever. But you want fries with that? Okay. Drive-thru. But when you go to and tell me what room it is, sweetheart, where they have the picture of the muster and all the old memorabilia and all the old rings that are in there.
Yep, that's at the Texas A&M Association building.
There you go, former Student Association building. And
yep.
When you walk through there, Ash, it is, I don't know what kind of history of Washington State they have on campus, or I don't know where UT keeps this stuff, but they have the picture of the military men that gathered for that first muster. I mean, it's impressive. It's somber is not the right word because it's a celebration.
Back when the corpsmen actually went to the Army?
Absolutely, but it is a beautiful, beautiful place. That campus is very well put together to be so utilitarian. I don't like the architecture. It looks like a bunch of tilt wall, warehouses. Yeah. But the property, the Aggies can make grass grow on asphalt, so it's really good. Well, what are you going to do today? You going to sell some cars?
We're going to go sell some cars, yes.
Nice.
I actually have training today. We call it sales coaching, but with corporate representative from Dallas comes down, and we're actually having it at the Mays Business School master's facility that's in City Center here in Houston. So
very nice. Yeah, the Aggies have very subtly they have invaded. Think of Houston as Ukraine and College Station as Russia.
Yeah.
They have very quietly infiltrated and taken over Houston. Well, sweetheart, we're going to get back to the radio, but we love you and hope you have a safe day.
Thank you.
Love y'all too. Have a great day.
Be careful landing the chopper. Okay, bye-bye.
There we go.
That's awesome.
Steve Kidder says the hotel does now charge 10% Jimbo tax.
Right.
Yeah, they got to get that money somehow.
The Jimbo tax.
Yeah. They were it was interesting that Ross Bjork was very, very adamant that this money will not come from the university to pay out Jimbo Fisher. He didn't hire Jimbo. He extended Jimbo.
He's putting his folks on alert. I visited with our own John Paul Hull, great guy, great friend of the show, and a behind-the-scenes.
You got to think Bjork's on notice, though.
Oh, of course.
Came out of Ole Miss and extended.
But Schlossnagel's doing good in baseball. Buzz is doing good in basketball, so he's got a little bit to hang his hat on.
Yeah, but none of them probably have $76 million buyouts guaranteed.
No.
This is greater than 3 times the largest guaranteed buyout in the history of college football.
H.R. Mallory pointing out correctly that the Aggies are somewhat like the Chinese. A&M owns property in all 254 Texas counties. Very interesting.
Curious which district rep is going to push to prohibit foreign ownership of land in Texas.
I don't know.
Julie Heibel checking in. Who else? I saw somebody else check in, I thought. Adam Sugar, good morning. So, should we take a break?
I think we could. Couldn't go any better.
Well, Sip and Shop tomorrow evening. Town and Country Center, stop at the Great Barn until 7 o'clock. Tomorrow night, great assortment of Christmas decor. They've got a nice place settings for Christmas. If you like to really ramp up your Christmas and decorate your table,
have a little sip with Cheryl, and then come see us at Palace Bingo. South Texas tradition since 1926. That is the Atzenhofer dealerships. Whether you need a Chevy, Mazda, Mitsubishi, a pre-owned vehicle, they keep the best of the best. They send the rest to auction. Atzenhofer since 1926, meeting the needs, exceeding the expectations of Victorians and this region. Armor Air, same thing. Family-owned business, 579-0966. Armor Air is there to help you.
The owner is going to call you and follow up. Darren, every time I've used him, which is 3 times now, Darren has called me and made sure everything's good.
Yep, absolutely. Reach out to Armor Air for all your AC needs. And then the chopping block, get by. I may start a new tradition. I may serve a little boudin on Thanksgiving Day.
Why not?
Why not? Why not have a little boudin to go with Spice it up a little.
Might as well.
Have some appetizers. All we do is eat and moan, watch football.
Little boudin before the turkey, and you don't get turkey coma.
There you go.
Speaking of turkeys, Parvita Wellness, you can get your whole entire Thanksgiving dinner. I think you've got until Friday to order it.
Yeah, you should go by today. I went by yesterday, Tuesday, and picked up some steak fingers. They were just phenomenal.
I had a Greek bowl for lunch yesterday. It was really good. I took all the veggies, put them onto the side, then heated it up.
Oh. Then
you put the tzatziki sauce. Yep, and then the veggies. It was a nice mixture of hot.
What kind of sauce was it?
Tzatziki sauce.
See, and you can't say Gutierrez, but you can say that?
I'm Greek.
Because you're racist. There you have it. I'm just going to label you racist.
Soviet Union.
Xenophobic. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that means. Xenophobic. I don't know. It
means you're Trump.
Fear of spiders? I've told you before, I think, but just great story. One time we were driving down the road, and I'd hung my sport coat inside on that little hook in the back seat, and Rylan was in the back seat sitting next to it. Dad, can I take down this jacket? I go, no, man, just let it hang there. We'll be where we're going in just a couple of minutes. Dad, you know I'm homophobic. I go, what? I'm homophobic. I don't like being in tight places. I go, dude, that's claustrophobic. Yeah. Whatever. I feel dizzy. Oh, goodness.
Hey, Chopping Block announcing they'll take in deer for processing. Small facility, so you be patient, but they will now take, they'll now you do your deer.
So when you go to the Chopping Block, you walk up the steps, and there's all that nice tile. Can you imagine just dragging a buck in there by the horns, just trail of blood going across the parking lot? Yeah, you might want to call ahead and knock on the back door before you drop that deer off.
But there you go.
Great stuff.
Yep.
Chopping Block's a great place to go. If you go into the Chopping Block, if you shop for meat and you go into the Chopping Block, you will leave with meat because you're going to go, really?
Really?
You're only getting $10.99 for that steak? I'll take it because you know what it costs other places.
Yeah.
They don't have anything else to discount but meat. So they make a good deal on the meat you buy.
White Trash Services, 550-1826 for all your weekly trash collection needs. Have a trash-tastic day by making White Trash Services your trash collection service.
I think BJ and Scott Nelson are out of town this week, which means you might get something done. Call White Trash and let them help you out. USA Concrete Coating, same thing. They'll do whatever you need. You want your concrete polished and sealed? You want it stained? Do you want a polyurethane, a polyurea coating?
Lifetime residential guarantees. So if anything, if it ever chips, fades, cracks, or peels, which it won't, they'll come back and fix it for you.
Junior Samples went in to get his kidney stone removed. They found out he had polyurea. I didn't know that was polyurethane, is what it is.
Stop drinking the concrete coating and you'll be good, Junior.
And then Went Services for all your generator needs. Turnkey generator service featuring Generac generators, very reliable, Wisconsin-made product. They've got Kohler, they've got Cummins, they've got Briggs & Stratton. Whatever you need, commercial applications, you need something at a hospital, you need something at a school, they're your team. They're your hometown team. Reach out to Went Service.
And the hockey half minute, because we didn't have anything for it to talk about with the Astros, was brought to you by First State Bank.
There you go. Well, Patricia Nagel and the team at First State Bank is the friendliest bank anywhere. And
basically, they are our sports update, whether it's the hockey half minute, the Cowboys report, or the Astros update.
Let me just
First State Bank will do that for us, for you.
Let me just see what the Astros, what's going on with the Astros.
What's going on with the Astros?
Just see if there's anything. Let me just see.
Can I look? Should I look?
Well, I just went to Astros.com. That's where I'm going on that deal. MLB official Astros website. You just type in Astros.com. How convenient.
Nothing much since Joe Espada's been promoted as manager.
Who do we decide Joe kind of looks like? He's bald-headed. He shaves his head.
Skinnier version of The Rock?
He does kind of look like The Rock.
Maybe.
We could use that. We could go with that.
Call him the Rock of the manager. There we go.
There you go. Here we go. Astros unveil a planned entertainment district outside of Minute Maid Park. That's as opposed to an unplanned.
Yeah, as an unplanned one. It kind of makes sense, though, because you go to an Astros game, and I think there's a hotel down the road.
Yeah.
There used to be a sports pub across the street. It's now a parking lot.
Yeah.
But there's really nothing down there. And this has become, you know.
This is quoting Brian McTaggart, MLB writer.
Yeah, it used to be with the Chronicle. I don't know if he still is.
After years of planning and researching, the Astros are moving forward with their plans to create an entertainment venue across the street, which is where that parking lot is, from Minute Maid Park that they hope will bring more fans into the area year-round and serve as a gathering place before and after games. The complex will have a 60,000 square foot retail area with bars and restaurants on multiple levels, a large open viewing area to watch games on a big screen, and a high-end hotel, giving Houston a gathering spot close to the ballpark like Texas Live in Arlington. Oh, no, now we're copying the Rangers.
Well, I mean, Kansas City has the power and light. This is not. Calgary has the Red Mile when the Flames, if the Flames ever make the playoffs. They should have planned this in 2017 and took advantage of the last 6 years of postseason activity with this because, let's be honest, the glory years of the Astros, more than likely, most of them behind us than ahead of us.
Yes.
It's just the nature of sports.
I agree. The cycle is about to run its course. Giles Kibbe, the Astros senior VP and general counsel, said the team hopes to break ground following next season. So this ain't going to be there for the spring.
No.
He says, what we want is for fans to go to an area long before the ball game, stay late after the games, have a lot of fans there watching during the games, not just Astros games, but Rockets and Texans too. And on non-game days, it's still a fun place to be.
Here's the issue, though. Astros fans, if you go to a game, I always get there early. We try to get there early. Astros fans are kind of like Dodgers fans, and I think it's because of the vastness of the city and the traffic problems. Astros fans don't show up for the game until the third inning.
No, that's right. It's hard to get there. It's
hard to get there.
A lot of walking.
On a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe brunch before the 1 o'clock game.
Right. There's David Brogger checking in.
I just don't see people going down here at 5 o'clock before an Astros game when they can't get to the game. 45,000 fans can't get to the game before the third inning.
No, that's right. They're not going to do that. David Brogger, good morning, sir. I want to thank you especially for answering my text the other day, giving us the update on what happened at UHV. If you have any, actually at Victoria College, if you have any further update, for example, if they have caught the assailant, let us know. If you have any update on how the victim is doing, we would appreciate that. Just type your comment there. There's Jim Hartman.
Good morning, Jim
Hartman.
Good morning,
sir.
Yeah. But I mean, I hope it works out. I hope it does what entertainment similar districts have done in other cities, and that's help bring people back to downtowns that have been abandoned.
Speaking of, how's our new venue coming downtown?
It looks pretty nice. I mean, they seem to be making progress. It'll be ready for 2024.
They put in that public restroom down there. They put a shower in for the homeless folks, or what are they doing
nice.
down there?
I
don't know. Outdoor shower. Can you imagine? This water's cold. I'm being discriminated against. Yeah. Build you a lean-to right there against the side of that building.
You think they're going to have to move homeless people out of there?
Tell you what, they need to. We need to find a way to get all these panhandlers off our streets too. I'll never forget Thomas Gooch telling me, "Well, we could do that, but if we arrest those people or if we move them, we're going to get sued." And I'm like, isn't that job security for you, Thomas? That's what you do, right?
You know what? Try it. Sue them. Sue the city. Let's see what happens.
You're the city attorney. I don't know. Reach out to Allison. See what she has to say about that.
Oh, Deshaun Watson going to go undergo season-ending surgery.
Season-ending massage? Deep tissue?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it season-ending?
That's what it says, yep.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know.
He played good the other day.
He did. I saw the headline, but I didn't know there's no story. I click on it, there's no story.
Well, that sounds to me like they might have made that up.
You think the Texans are happy they moved on and got C.J. Stroud?
C.J. Stroud just seems like a breath of fresh air. Very excited to be there. He's playing well.
Tell you what, that's going to hurt the Browns, though. 6-3. Deshaun's played pretty well.
Yeah, oh, no doubt. There you go. Let's see.
No, still not there. Just saw the headline pop up.
Maybe that's just made up.
No, it wasn't. It was a ESPN report. So, yeah, I just checked ESPN.
Very interesting.
So, CNN actually surprisingly covering a big march in D.C. yesterday as thousands.
March for Israel?
Yeah, surprisingly.
There you go.
Believed to be the largest pro-Israel gathering since the Israel-Hamas war. You know what? I'm not sure it's a war. It's a response to a terror attack.
Yep.
Israel is doing what Israel needs to do to prevent genocide from eradicating the 16 million Jews on the planet.
How about
Because
this?
if you think they're going to stop just in Israel,
No, they're not.
they will infiltrate every country and try to kill every Jew that's out there.
They've
They
already
will.
infiltrated our country, and you can bet they're keeping tabs on who people are and where they live.
Well, one of them killed an old man in L.A. at a pro-Israel rally last weekend, and nothing by the media for the most part.
How about this logic? The demonstrators denounced anti-Semitism,
CNN, the source.
and many speakers, the Tammy Keeling source, CNN, and many speakers expressed sympathy for innocent Palestinians suffering during the conflict. The simple human truth is that you don't have to choose. You can abhor the suffering of the Palestinian families and the suffering of Israeli families like mine. There you go. So,
Yeah, no doubt about it.
look, there's no...
But when Hamas hides behind those innocent people,
Yeah.
and our government, which has laws against using humans as shields, and the Biden administration will not sanction Hamas,
There's just
There
no
we go.
getting over the fact that if you're born Jewish, you are raised with a hypothetical or theoretical symbolic target on you. It's just the way it is. It's the way of the world.
UN trucks expected to bring fuel into the Gaza today. First time fuel's been allowed in since the terror attacks on October 7th that sparked the response to the terrorism attacks by Israel. Let's not forget Hamas has stolen all the gas and fuel from the hospitals and schools.
To run generators and things like that, they've stolen that for their military use.
Yeah. So
I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I'm just saying that that's a fact.
Johnny Houghton says Deshaun Watson fell off the massage table.
Yeah, no kidding. What did he land on? What did he break?
Yeah, I don't know. His pride,
Tripod?
Peroni syndrome now.
Looks like Bill Clinton.
David Brogger says the shooting's being investigated by Victoria Police Department, and they're doing a great job. Also, Dr. Ken announced yesterday in the briefing that the victim was released, so good news there.
Very good. Thank you.
And I believe classes are back in session today at Victoria College. Isolated incident.
Yeah,
no need to worry.
No doubt it wasn't. In my view, my guess, if you will, but somewhat educated, is it wasn't really related to the college at all.
No.
Just happened to be that parking lot, that kid at that time.
Yep. 4 Israeli Defense Force fighters killed as they entered a tunnel earlier this week. Israel's been very, very deliberate in how they do this. They use a lot of technology.
Little robots and cameras.
Before they send people in.
So how did they get killed?
Booby-trapped entrance to the tunnel. Apparently very well hidden because they did not detect it.
The robot
with their
didn't
technology.
trip it, but the people did.
Yeah. So, yeah. 56 American servicemen and women injured in the Middle East thanks to Roy Gutierrez. I knew the number was over 50. I hadn't seen an exact total. That's since Hezbollah and other Iranian proxies have been launching attacks against our folks, and our response has been almost nothing.
Yeah, it's time to do something over there.
We're more worried about the government not shutting down, which it wouldn't anyway. And, I mean...
Priorities, folks. Our country's priorities are a little bit out of way. Oh, David says it's Victoria College.
Oh, Victoria College.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I thought that was Victoria
We
City
thought that was a
Police.
fat finger typo,
Yeah.
but in reality, it was correct.
There we go.
Hope you guys have a great day. It's Caldo Wednesday. Goodbye, Veracruz today. We love you. We'll see you mañana.
Bye, folks.
Well, I've been kicked out of my near every bar around.